Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lords of the Night. With me, as always, is the Lord of Pain, Ranting Monkey,
Hi, guys.
and the Lord of Pennies, Satsu 2 Cents.
I'm eating clam strips.
That's not a euphemism, is it?
And I am your Lord of Punishment and host, Scribe Light, while Satsu eats clam.
Yum.
Hello, chat. Hello, everyone. Hope you had a better Tuesday than I did. We'll get to that later, I'm sure. And hope everyone is well. How are you guys tonight, Satsu?
I'm good. I did a bunch of editing this morning and got the next wave of videos done and edited. I just need to upload them and make the thumbnails. It's like 15 or 16 videos I did. And then I played State of Decay for like, what? How long have we been playing Monkey? 6 hours?
Or so? Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
Yeah. We had to stop so we could do this. No,
I'm sorry. And how are you, Monkey? I assume you had a similar day in the latter half there.
Yeah, pretty much sat here and played this so that I didn't have to move. And my children kept delivering me food, so I had a pretty okay day.
Yay. My day was characterized by a really lousy end of the workday. In short, something that was supposed to have been done this morning and had been planned on being done this morning so it could be delivered in a timely fashion to a client ended up being not done until 2 in the afternoon, which is past closing time on the East Coast, which is where this client was situated. And we had I guess not guaranteed it would be delivered in the morning, but delivered in the business day of Tuesday, which it was not. And I was powerless to do anything about it because everything that was involved in getting it done was in the hands of others who were supposed to have had certain things done yesterday, but didn't. And so we had to scramble to try to fix things that were broken that could have been discovered yesterday and fixed, but weren't. And so I came home angry. And I finished a script for a video that I didn't end up putting much anger into it. I stayed professional and calm, but all motivation thereafter to record audio and start doing other stuff for the video was pretty much toast at that point. So I just called it progress, so to speak, and I'll work on it tomorrow and hopefully have something out by Thursday at worst, I hope. But other than that, that was my day, and then I ran around and I blew up super mutants with mines and things because that's fun.
It sucks having to rely on somebody else and they don't do what they need to. That's
it's not that, yeah. Oh, sorry.
Group projects, anything like that. No, just let me do what I need to do.
Yeah, and it's not, ultimately it's not because the people involved were intentionally being remiss or anything. It was just. It's one of those things where, okay, if you looked at this yesterday, we would have caught this way earlier. Why didn't you look at this yesterday? Why am I finding this out on Tuesday morning when I should have found this out Monday morning? Kind of thing. And it's just like, So anyway, we'll see. But other than that, if that's the worst thing I have to complain about in my day, then I'm probably doing all right. So
that's a good way to look at it.
Yes, that being the case, Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies, hit that like button if you have not already, and many, many of you have not, so you're hurting my feelings as the seconds tick by. And please share our stuff, even if it's just, Monkey and Satsu killing zombies. Some people like that kind of thing, like Monkey and Satsu.
Wait, so. even if it's only that?
Well, yes.
I feel like you invalidated my experience there, Scribe.
I didn't invalidate your experience. I just condescended your experience.
My mistake. You're right.
It's still there. I just diminished its importance. That's all.
Yes, you diminished it. That's the word I was looking for.
Oh, well, too late. I won. You lost. Let's see. So anything else to cover before we get into what amounted to the snooze today?
Nothing that I can think of. I do still have plenty of deep topics if we run out later, though.
Oh, okay. Satsu, anything?
Nope. No.
Okay.
Nothing.
And thank you, Sanguine. Take a knuckle from each of them so they know and will remember your displeasure.
There you go.
Oh, that's getting medieval on there. Yeah, that's getting medieval on their asses. I'll have to remember that one. Okay.
That'd just be great. That didn't get done, Scribe. Give me a knuckle. Like, what?
Hold out your hand. Let me get my pliers. So, in the spirit of the title of the stream, press aide who mocked McCain is out at the White House.
That took long enough.
Yeah, I know. I would have thought that happened a lot quicker. Kelly Sadler, the White House communications aide who made an imprudent comment about Republican Senator John McCain's health, was quietly let go Tuesday, nearly a month after making the insensitive remark. Quote, Kelly Sadler is no longer employed within the executive office of the president, wrote Raj Shah, the principal deputy press secretary, in an emailed statement. The White House had been strategizing an exit for Sadler for the last 2 weeks, a senior administration official said, which just characterizes the kind of leaks that led to this situation in the first place, I might add.
Indeed.
There had been a discussion about relocating her to another agency or department outside of the White House, and it remains unclear if she's going somewhere else or leaving the administration entirely. In the aftermath of the comment, in which Sadler told a meeting that McCain's opposition to CIA director nominee Gina Haspel didn't matter because, he quote, he's dying, the White House refused to condemn her remark, and she did not apologize publicly. She remained on the staff for nearly a month before departing, which you already mentioned. Privately, Sadler did apologize to McCain's daughter, Megan, in a phone call, but afterward, Miss McCain publicly questioned why Sadler still had a job at the White House. Yeah,
what is with always firing somebody because they say something stupid? There's other remedies. There really are. And I get it. It was insensitive, but it wasn't wrong what she said.
It's the optics. The PR is the optics.
He probably should have relinquished his seat by now.
Yeah, it's one of those things like, okay, so you're unable to complete the duties of your office again. So why are you there? It would just be, for the good of the country, McCain should have stepped down by now. It's got nothing to do with the fact that, it's not like a slight against him. It's not his fault that he's sick or anything, but it's just pragmatism. It's just, this is the way the government has to work. And if you can't do your job, you shouldn't have the job.
Yeah, it's nothing against the guy. It's not like he,
no.
He's a bad person because he got fucking brain cancer, but this is a leader of the United States and he's got brain cancer. He can't do the job.
But anyway, so that happened about a month too late.
With some of our leaders, maybe even with no brain, you could do it.
George W. Bush. Let's see. The other big news today that was headline all over the place, and it took me a while to figure out who they were talking about, but because I don't follow fashion at all, but Kate Spade, fashion designer, found dead in apparent suicide. And like I said, I barely knew the name. Like somewhere in the distance of my mind, I'd heard the name before, I'm sure. And apparently she's more famous for like being on fashion shows and things like that.
Well, my wife has watched them, and that's where I've heard her name because they've used like her stuff.
Right.
Or talked about her stuff, yeah.
Thank you, Cryptic. McCain and Pelosi are the prime example of staying too long, term limits. And we've talked about term limits before. I think there should be such, but that's
I would not be opposed necessarily to, I don't even want to say like an age limit, but at least a competency test of some sort. I don't think would be out of bounds.
I think 3 turns at the wheel makes sense for any particular senator.
Yeah, but see, if somebody wins when they're 85, that gives them in the Senate, that gives them another 50 or 18 years.
Sure, but I mean, any one person I don't think should be able to serve more than 3 times or 3 terms in the Senate. I think there should be a regular rotation of new ideas and fresh blood, and not have sort of like legacy appointments basically for people in lifetime reliance on not having to work for a living, and also the corruption that comes with the amount of time you spend there. That's just me, maybe. But anyway, Kate Brosnahan Spade, who created an iconic accessible handbag line that bridged Main Street and high-end fashion, hanged herself in an apparent suicide Tuesday at her Manhattan apartment, according to New York Police Department sources. Police responded at 10:10 a.m. after Spade was found by her housekeeper. A suicide note was found at the scene, he said. The detective said. Spade addressed her daughter in the note, according to two NYPD sources. The designer...
daughter.
Sorry?
She had a 13-year-old daughter.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Let's see. My chat has lagged up. Thank you, Sanguine. A competency test? Shit monkey wants to oust the lot.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much. The designer, 55, started Kate Spade New York in 1993 and opened her first shop in the city 3 years later. Quote, debuting with just 6 silhouettes, she combined sleek, utilitarian shapes and colorful palettes in an entirely new way, her website says. Best known for its colorful handbags, Kate Spade New York has more than 140 retail shops and outlet stores across the United States and more than 175 stores internationally, the site states. Over time, she distanced herself from her business. In 1999, she and her husband, Andy Spade, sold 56% of the brand to Neiman Marcus for $33.6 million. Liz Claiborne acquired the company in 2007, and Spade left her namesake brand. The luxury fashion company Coach announced plans in May 2017 to buy Kate Spade for $2.4 billion. That's
a lot of fashion.
That's a lot, up from $33.6 million for half the company just a few years ago. Well, like what's everybody voting 1 for? Chat, type 1 if you think the next time Lords of the Night has a guest on, it should be Shir Gurav.
Yeah.
Oh man. Let's see. Kate Spade New York issued a statement confirming the incredibly sad news of their eponymous founder's death. Yeah, and then they go on for a bit talking about the history of the fashion line and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, it's sad, tragic. You know, she leaves behind a kid and a husband, and you know, short of it being something that turns out to be anything other than a suicide, it's just another one of those that sucks stories.
Yeah. Not much else to say. I feel bad for her kid. I do, and I hope she learns to deal with what just happened to her.
I mean, the curiosity always is the why and the wherefore, but sometimes there's no real clear answer. Let's see. In other news, which I found interesting, you got pushed down the pages, so to speak, because of the suicide. McCabe, not McCain, McCabe seeks immunity for testimony in congressional hearing over FBI handling of Clinton email probe. Former FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe has requested the Senate Judiciary Committee provide him with immunity from prosecution in exchange for testifying at an upcoming congressional hearing focused on how senior officials at the FBI and Justice Department handled the investigation of Hillary Clinton's private email server, according to a letter obtained by CNN. I wish CNN would obtain a letter about run-on sentences, but that's just...
Nothing says I'm not guilty like I demand immunity.
Yeah. Please give me immunity from prosecution because nothing happened that was wrong.
This was the deputy director of the fucking FBI. Why do you need immunity, you dick?
Well, let's see. Quote, under the terms of such a grant of use immunity, no testimony or other information provided by Mr. McCabe could be used against him in a criminal case, wrote Michael Bromwich, a lawyer for McCabe, to Senate Judiciary Chairman Chuck Grassley, who has requested McCabe testify next week. Grassley, an Iowa Republican, has quietly requested that several former officials appear in front of the Judiciary Committee to discuss the long-awaited Internal Justice Department report, which sources say will detail a series of missteps surrounding the Justice Department and FBI's investigation into Clinton's handling of classified information while Secretary of State. And again, CNN, run on fucking sentences. Just find a break somewhere in there.
Yeah, CNN's the reason I don't get to read my super chats when they come in.
I mean, you can have an entire paragraph that is a single sentence. It is true. It is possible. It is not necessarily wrong. But all the same, CNN, It doesn't have to be every paragraph, which is what you've done in this article already. Just every paragraph is in one sentence.
Punctuation is oppressive.
Ugh. It's obstruction. It's obstruction to my thoughts and ideas. The Inspector General's report has not yet been released, but Grassley has invited former FBI Director James Comey and former Attorney General Loretta Lynch to testify as well, according to those familiar with the plans. I wonder what they're got to say. I wonder if they refuse. Oh, that says. The stakes for McCabe's appearance, however, are particularly high. The former number 2 at the FBI is entangled in a separate criminal investigation stemming from an earlier report from the Inspector General's office that concluded he lied to internal investigators. McCabe has steadfastly denied wrongdoing, but any congressional testimony he provides could have serious implications for his criminal case.
Well, not if he wasn't being criminal.
Yeah. But if he gets immunity, then I guess he's safe, sort of.
Yeah. We'll see. If I were them, I'd be like, no. And then I would subpoena his ass.
Yeah. And lastly, these are the stories that I had pulled up. Earlier this morning, the home of Parkland survivor David Hogg was swatted, which is bullshit. Not in the sense that it didn't happen, but that just the action itself is bullshit, and nobody should be doing this.
It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, Mundane Matt said it, I think, as plainly as possible. It's not a prank, it's attempted murder at this point. The family of Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School student activist David Hogg was the victim of a swatting incident Tuesday morning. A SWAT team responded to a call just after 8:30 a.m. of a barricaded subject at Hogg's residence. The caller said there was a person with a weapon inside the home. The call was later determined to be a hoax. No one was home at the time of the incident. Hogg and his family are in Washington, D.C. to accept the RFK Humanitarian Award.
Because of course he is.
Yes, David Hogg and RFK, man, they're on the same level.
You know, okay, I'm not saying that this has happened, but I would not be surprised at all if Hogg was like, hey, we're going to be gone for X amount of time, right? Yeah, do a fake call, send a SWAT team to my house so I can have something to talk about when this is over.
Somebody asked me if I thought, that was possible. Because, one, guys, if you don't like David Hogg, the way to get around that is not to make him a sympathetic figure, which swatting does. And is it possible? Sure. But you'd have to be a complete moron to swat somebody that you're friends with. And in this case, he wasn't going to be home. Okay, maybe. But it's probably just some moron on the internet, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm being cynical. I'm sure it is.
I had that thought. I really did.
I did too. But of course, the thing is that if there's any possibility that they can track down where this came from, there'll be hell to pay whoever it is. And if it ends up being like this was an arranged thing, oh shit. That would be hilarious. That would be like the height of Schadenfreude for the year so far, if that were the case. But as we know, as far as we know right now, it was just it's just a prank, bro.
Prank, bro.
Swatting is usually done by computer hackers, gamers, or people skilled in online and smartphone communications as a prank. They make a false report of a serious crime in progress, resulting in police making a major show of force on innocent, unsuspecting people. Swatting has been around since the early 2000s. Celebrities are often the victim. In California alone, swatting calls have targeted the homes of actor Tom Cruise, comedian Russell Brand, Kim Kardashian, and singers Rihanna and Miley Cyrus. In many cases, they have resulted in deadly consequences. In December, a swatting case ended with a police officer fatally shooting a 28-year-old father of 2 standing in his front door in Wichita, Kansas. In many cases, they have resulted. Because I thought that was. I mean, I'm sure maybe it's happened before, but like the one that killed the father, that was the first I'd ever heard where somebody actually got killed as a result. But were there other stories like that?
Not that I know of, and none of the celebrities they named are dead. So
yeah. Well, I'm just curious if there's been other instances. I mean, if this has been going on for almost 20 years, I guess it's possible. I'm just curious what the other stories were. If this is in many cases, because that doesn't sound. It seems like a rarity to me, but what do I know? Hogg, who survived the February 14th attack at the Parkland School, where 17 students and faculty were killed in minutes, has been a vocal proponent of sane gun laws. For that, he's been relentlessly attacked, with conspiracy theorists claiming he wasn't actually at the shooting or that he's a paid crisis actor. The Broward County Sheriff's Office is investigating the Tuesday incident. Yep. And given the high profile of the subject of the quote-unquote prank, if the person is caught, they're in deep, deep shit.
So now he survived 2 possible shootings he wasn't there for. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's see. Well, that's all. Those are the only stories that I had pulled up. Did you guys have?
I have a question about one of the last lines of that story you just read. Did they say he's an advocate of sane gun laws?
That was what it said. Yeah, sane gun laws.
All right.
Which makes you wonder, like, okay, well, please point to me the mentally ill gun laws we currently have.
Well, you know, a sane gun law would be after people get shot with a handgun or a shotgun to demand that we get rid of AR-15s.
Oh,
yes,
it's only logical to, come to that conclusion.
You can tell a story, and even one that you're biased on. Say this guy really likes David Hogg. When you throw in an adjective like sane, you've lost all. There's no objectivity to you. You've lost credibility in my eyes. Fuck you.
Okay, so if we don't have anything,
I'm sorry. He could have said what David Hogg thinks are sane, but just outright declaring them that go fuck yourself, Ryder.
All right. Well, I'll go to MSS News if you guys don't know of anything else.
Yeah, I don't know of anything else.
Okay. Well, guys, if you have news stories you'd like us to read on the air, please send them to us via Twitter using the hashtag MSSNews. Cannot promise we'll get to them all, but we'll look at as many as we have time for or can handle. So let's see. Let me try to figure out where we left off a little bit yesterday. There we go. I don't want to sing too much. I might get a copyright strike. How about some good news for a change?
Always ready for that.
This comes from Subcon Jazz. Kidnapped baby. Back with mom. Sex offender dad is arrested. Jesus.
Good.
Following an anonymous tip, police rescued a kidnapped 7-month-old girl and arrested her father at a mobile home in North Carolina nearly 2 days after he took the infant from her mother at knife point in Virginia. A sheriff's deputy entered the mobile home and, quote, immediately grabbed her up and shielded her with great care, Randolph County Sheriff Robert Graves told reporters hours later. Emma Grace Kennedy, quote, had a great smile on her face and appeared to be in good shape, and certainly a great smile on your deputy's face as well, Graves said. The moment brought an end to the massive search for the girl and her father, Carl Ray Kennedy, a 51-year-old sex offender with a long criminal history. He had painted his gold Suzuki black to try to evade capture. Emma and her mother, Kristen Murphy, were reunited at a local hospital where the baby was examined. Emma is, quote, totally fine and healthy. Everything is checked out just fine, the doctor said. Kennedy didn't say much when he was arrested, the sheriff said, quote, he seemed like somebody who has been on the run, who was tired, I guess. Yeah. And it goes on for quite a while. Kennedy was out of jail on a $250,000 bond on a drug distribution charge at the time the baby was kidnapped. Something tells me you're not going to get bond again.
No.
I think you're out of luck on that one there, Buckaroo. What else do we have?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, here we go. You guys have been doing video games all day. How about a video game story?
Yes.
Hooray.
This comes from Mr. L. Vagabond. I've seen footage of this game before, but I haven't actually seen anybody play it. Agony, a game about dehumanizing women, isn't just bad, it's toxic.
Wait, a game about dehumanizing women?
I guess I thought it was a game about some surreal hellscape, which is what it looks like to me, but what do I know?
It's literally you trying to escape from hell. That's the game.
Well, women are hell.
And this is written by Patrick Klepek, if I'm not mistaken, was tangentially or otherwise involved in Gamergate, if I'm not recalling right. But anyway, and this is the subheading, a mixture of what you might find in a horny teenager's sketchbook crossed with an angry YouTuber screaming about how feminists have come to destroy their video games.
Oh my God. Can we stop?
Content warning. Content warning. Oh, which should be trigger warning. Descriptions and depictions of extreme violence and sexual assault. All right. There are bad video games, and there's agony. You know, I almost want to save this for deep topic time because this goes on a while. Let me save this for later. This is more of a project than it is a simple article to read. I'll set that one aside.
Cool.
I might come back to that later.
Nuts. I was just kidding.
What happened?
Well, you guys said it's a game about escaping hell, and I said women are hell.
Okay.
Let's see. Jack the motherfucking Cochran sent us a possible deep topic that I think Monkey brought up, the case for renaming women's body parts.
Yeah, that's the one that, yeah.
All right, I'll set that one aside too. We might have a...
you can read it if you want. I haven't read it yet. I just saw the
No,
title.
I know, but I mean, as far as deep topic side, maybe it's deep topic potpourri tonight. I'll set that aside later. What else is this? Okay, this one comes from New Fate 26. Woman's obituary takes a dark turn. Quote, world is a better place without her.
Jesus.
Whoa, that's brutal. An 80-year-old woman's seemingly straightforward obituary took a dark turn that no one could have predicted. The obituary for Catherine Demlow, née Shunk, I guess, first appeared in the Redwood Gazette this week. It stated she was born on March 19th, 1938, and resided in Springfield, Minnesota. She married Dennis Demlow in 1957 and had 2 children with him, Gina and Jay. And here is the obituary in its entirety. I will read now. Let me check chat real quick. Make sure I didn't miss anything out of the ordinary. Okay. Kathleen Demlow. Kathleen Demlow Shunk was born on March 19th, 1938 to Joseph and Gertrude Shunk of Wabasso. She married Dennis Demlow at St. Anne's in Wabasso in 1957 and had 2 children, Gina and Jay. In 1962, she became pregnant by her husband's brother, Lyle Demlow, and moved to California. She abandoned her children, Gina and Jay, who were then raised by her parents in Clements, Mr. and Mrs. Joseph Shunk. She passed away on May 31st, 2018 in Springfield and will now face judgment. She will not be missed by Gina and Jay, and they understand that this world is a better place without her. Damn.
Ouch.
That is an epic story in, 4 sentences. That's great. Thank you, Sanguine. I now want someone to make a game about dehumanizing women just so I know what that sort of game would be like. Is it like a humiliation kink, Leisure Suit Larry? Apparently, Agony is that game, Sanguine, so rush out and buy it.
If you guys actually watch the game, because there's a lot of like genitals in that movie of both variety, and that's the reason. Like there's they're just like, oh, they're female genitals in this game, then there you go. Women are apparently being made fun of or some shit. I don't know.
Let's see. Let me scroll down a bit. Do I know that? I think I might know this person. Well, not know him personally, but recognize. Let's see. This comes from Serial Abuse. Pro wrestler Rockin' Rebel. Do I know that? He was in the WWF. Okay, Rockin' Rebel. Kills wife as part of an apparent murder-suicide.
Wow.
Yeah, at the height of his career, Charles Williams, better known as Rockin' Rebel, fought in so-called dark matches for the then WWF. A professional wrestler? Oh, I'm doing my best Sean Connery impression there. A professional wrestler shot his wife and then turned the gun on himself in an apparent murder-suicide, police have said. Officers in Pennsylvania reported that injuries to Charles Williams, better known as Rockin' Rebel, and his wife Stephanie indicated he had used the firearm on them both. According to friends, 2 10-year-old children of Mrs. Williams, 50, also lived at the house in the northeastern U.S. state, but it was not clear whether Mr. Williams was their father. The 52-year-old was a well-known figure on the independent wrestling circuit and enjoyed a successful spell with the professional promotion Extreme Championship Wrestling until 1995. He then had a brief stint in World Championship Wrestling and took part in numerous dark matches or non-televised fights used to warm up the crowd before an actual broadcast, and then with the then called WWF. Okay. A GoFundMe page set up for Mrs. Williams has already raised more than $10,000. That's awful.
It's horrible, yeah.
I'm not sure what else to say about that, but that's just like reminds me of what was his name? The guy that killed his whole family, the wrestler.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh God, was he Canadian or something? Shit, I don't want to. Anyway, those of you that know, no, this was several years ago. It was a big scandal. It's on the tip of my tongue, but whatever. Scrolling down a bit, let's see. Jim Healis also sent us the obituary stories. Thank you, Jim. Okay, here we go. This one, several people sent us. This one comes from George Mason. Miss America ditches the swimsuit competition and won't judge on looks anymore. The annual Miss America beauty pageant will get rid of the swimsuit competition and will no longer judge contestants on their appearance. Although the pageant began 100 years ago as a, quote, beauty contest to draw people to Atlantic City, top pageant officials say the swimsuit portion is no longer appropriate, especially in the days of #MeToo. Quote, we're not going to judge you on your appearance because we are interested in what makes you, you, said Gretchen Carlson, a former Miss America who is now the head of the organization's board of trustees. Quote, we've heard from a lot of young women who say, we'd love to be a part of your program, but we don't want to be out there in high heels and a swimsuit. So guess what? You don't have to do that anymore, Carlson said in making the announcement Tuesday morning on Good Morning America. Quote, who doesn't want to be empowered, learn leadership skills, and pay for college and be able to show the world who you are as a person from the inside of your soul, unquote. We are no longer a pageant. We are a competition, Carlson said.
What kind of competition?
Right.
Yeah. What kind of competition is it then? How do you judge who has the best character now?
I mean, the general idea, I don't particularly have an issue with, just because it's like, it's whatever. If that's what you want to do and that's the direction you want to take, not only are you opening up the door for more people to get an opportunity to participate, but it could be overall whatever. Like, it's fine. But I am curious, like, well, what is it gonna be then? Like, what?
Yeah, what will you score on?
Yeah,
you conceivably, and I understand, beauty's in the eye of the beholder and everything else, but there was a scoring system, I assume. So how do you evaluate someone's worth in a scoring system when they stand up on a stage without diminishing them down to little boxes on a sheet?
You measure their areolas.
Oh, God. Thank you, Terry Demonis. Maybe best character means highest level in D&D. I would watch that pageant. I would watch a pageant where you had a whole bunch of gamers up on a stage arguing over why their character was the best character. Because that would go on for hours. Anyway, so yeah, there you go. But like I was telling Monkey before the stream, I cannot wait to see our first morbidly obese Miss America.
I want her obese and hairy.
They got to bring her up with her oxygen tank too.
Oh, God. Well, I know, to be completely honest, if they had a Miss America, and it wouldn't matter to me ultimately because I don't care about Miss America pageants, but if a Miss America turned out to be somebody in a wheelchair who just happened to be like valedictorian of their school and, exemplified all the values and all the dreams of the American dream and everything, sure, why not? I don't care. Whatever.
But it's okay, and I get what you're saying there, but it's not what it was at that point. You know what I mean?
No, no. They should rename it or something. Or
I think a rebranding is in order, definitely.
Thank you, Gregory Hurst. Miss America will now be a demolition derby. Featuring Gravedigger. Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, one thing I did appreciate is like, no matter what their like political affiliations were or whatever, because like they would win, and then they'd like give a speech or whatever, and then like a lot of the shit that they believe in would like come out, and people like, can you believe Miss blah 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 said this? And it's like, oh, so what? She's still beautiful, so she won.
Yeah.
But I wonder if it's going to be like if they're really going to focus on that. Like if you have the wrong social and political views, then you can't really win. Like you can join, but you won't win.
You think a Trump supporter, vocal Trump supporter, would win Miss America if they were a contestant these days?
It depends on who's running the company. Like the people who are in control of that.
Let's see. What else do we have? Oh, Florida man. Here we go. This one comes from Froggy. Deputies say Florida man fires shots at neighbor and says he's Jesus Christ.
Oh, right.
Jesus is looking a little scruffy these days. A Sarasota, Florida man is facing charges after deputies say he fired several shotgun rounds at a neighbor in his apartment complex. Around 3 a.m. Sunday, Sarasota County deputies were called to the apartment complex on McCain, I don't know, Boulevard near Helene Street. They say the victim called 911 and said someone had fired 4 rounds at him while he was riding his bike. The victim told deputies he was riding home after renting a movie when he noticed a man, later identified as 57-year-old Charles Herr, or H-E-R-R, Herr, I don't know, outside holding a shotgun. When the victim rode past, deputies say Herr fired a shot at him. After the shot was fired, the victim says he continued pedaling away and yelled, "I live here! I live here!" According to an arrest report, the victim then heard Herr say he was Jesus Christ before 2 more shots were fired at him. The victim told deputies Herr fired a 4th round at him as he opened the door to his apartment. The victim, who was miraculously not injured, told deputies he has lived in his apartment for more than 2 years and has never had an encounter with Herr. He was taken into custody. While he was there, deputies say he was alone in the interview room and spontaneously said he was shooting blanks and live rounds. That's if you're shooting blanks and live rounds, that still means you're shooting at... Anyway, thank you, Sanguine. Wait, was the shoot Jesus or was he shooting Jesus?
Or was the shooter Jesus?
So I think he was saying that he, the shooter, was Jesus. I think that was the declaration, as I understood it. Because it says he's Jesus Christ. Yeah. So that was my...
Did anyone verify if he was actually Jesus?
How would you do that? Turn him over?
Nail him to a cross.
Oh, there you go.
Or that.
Wait 3 days, see if he comes back.
Roll him up inside of a cave.
There you go.
Gregor Hurst, thank you. If you don't find Jesus, Jesus will find you. That sounds like the tagline to an action movie.
Yes, it does.
You know,
on UHF.
Let's see.
As somebody said, Shotgun Jesus the movie.
Let's see. It had to be like Angry Christ. If you don't find Jesus, Jesus will find you. This one comes from Captain Brambles. Oh, it's out of Michigan and surprisingly not Wisconsin, but that joke will make more sense in a moment. Michigan State physicist is accused of having sex with a dog.
Oh.
Is that what they do in Wisconsin?
Whitney, Wisconsin.
Oh, I get it now. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
I thought people from Wisconsin like to have sex with animals.
No. Just Whitney, Wisconsin, so far as I know. A Michigan State University health physicist.
Sure.
Okay. Has been charged with bestiality for allegedly having sex with a basset hound.
Oh.
Joseph Hattie, 51, is accused of penetrating the poor pooch with both his penis and his hands, according to officials.
Hands?
I really want to know what the evidence is. or how they discovered this. The Michigan Attorney General's office approved an arrest warrant for him on Monday on 2 counts of sodomy for committing a crime against nature, bestiality. He faces up to 15 years in prison if convicted. And thank you, Sanguine. Nah, Scribe, he was sterile, but the rounds were live.
Sorry, I've started yawning really bad here, guys. I apologize.
I must not be getting that one.
How did they catch the dog fucker?
Well, this is, let's see. Officials said the alleged sex acts were uncovered during a joint investigation by Ingham County Animal Control and the Ingham County Sheriff's Office. They went down. I'm guessing the incidents went down. They went down between January 7th and March. What's all that?
That was me, adjusting myself.
I thought it was static or something. They went down between January 7th and March 8th, according to the arrest warrant. The incidents were not conducted on MSU's campus or with an animal owned by the university, officials said. Hattie, a physicist within MSU's Environmental Health and Safety Office, was expected to be arraigned Monday. The dog that he allegedly abused has been removed from harm and placed in the custody of animal control. I'm still waiting to... They don't specify how they uncovered this. Just that it was a joint investigation. That's... I'm just curious, like, what told them... Oh, sorry. Thank you, Sanguine. He was shooting blanks and live rounds. Yes, right. I gotcha. Yes, Jesus was trying to, give Dan Brown something more to write about with the Da Vinci Code. What else? Hello?
I'm here.
Okay, because it's suddenly the sound cut out. Like I sort of Satsu like saying something and then just like zip. And I was like, oh, did I lose you guys? He muted himself. He muted himself. That's what it was.
Okay, yeah, I'm just back away from my mic a little bit because I'm yawning real bad. And my medicine's kicking in, guys. Sorry about that, and I hate doing that on there.
Let's see. We'll do a couple more here. This one comes from Captain Brambles. Wedding crasher steals the newlyweds' gifts and then evades police.
What a dick.
What a wonderful woman this is. Most wedding crashers will mooch a couple of glasses of wine and maybe an appetizer, but one woman took much more from a Virginia couple. Newlyweds Rusty and Autumn Waddle were enjoying their wedding May 6th at the Hilton Garden Inn in Virginia Beach when the bride's mother noticed an unfamiliar face. Rusty told CBS that Autumn's mother initially thought the woman was a guest as the wedding was not formal. Eventually, the bride's mother thought something was up, so she took a photo of the woman standing in front of the gift table. Guests at the wedding told the hotel staff and the police were notified, but the crasher escaped. And she didn't leave empty-handed. The woman stole gift envelopes meant to be presents for the happy couple.
Oh, she took money.
Yeah, money and gift cards and God knows what else. Quote, "It's pretty wild on a person-to-person level," Rusty told the news. "I don't understand how you could do that, especially at a wedding." He explained that the couple doesn't know which gifts were taken as they hadn't opened the envelopes. The newlyweds were now reaching out to guests to ask what presents they brought to the wedding. Quote, "I think embarrassing is the word I would use," Rusty said of the process. The groom explained that the wedding crasher didn't just steal gifts, but also darken memories from what is normally one of the happiest days of a couple's life. Quote, "We'll of course have the good memories from the party and hanging out with our friends and all that," said Waddle, "but it's all going to lead down to the end of the night having to think back to the end. Let me try that again. But it's all going to lead down to the end of the night having to think back to the end of the wedding and someone stealing from us." Okay. That's a little convoluted.
I want to address something that's said there because I'm tired of hearing this. Everybody, one of the happiest days of your life. If your wedding is one of the happiest days of your life, you did your marriage wrong.
Well, I mean, to that point, maybe it's one of the happiest days of their life.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, 3 years from now when they hate each other, it won't be. But right now, why not?
I just hate that thought because I know people, have these great big weddings. And you know what? That's great. You celebrate your love in front of everybody. But that's not what matters. That day is not what fucking matters. And still, don't steal from people on their wedding day, guys.
No shit. Just I'm glad they got a picture. I hope that person's found and interrogated, let's say. We'll do one more here just for the hell of it. This one comes from Cecil Pryor. I don't think there's such a thing. British school forces boys to wear gender-neutral skirts instead of shorts.
Oh, I shared that one. Yeah.
They're not kilts, so they're not gender neutral. I hate to tell you this. A private secondary school in Oxfordshire, England, is banning its male students from wearing shorts during the summer months and is instead requesting that they wear a more, quote, gender-neutral ensemble that includes that staple of men's athletic wear, the skirt. According to the Daily Mail, Chiltern Edge Secondary School's rule change comes after an unfavorable ruling by a government agency tasked with overseeing educational standards. School leaders said the skirts were a, quote, more formal alternative to shorts, regardless of how uncomfortable they might make male students at the school. Making your students uncomfortable at school. That's a good, Unsurprisingly, parents are complaining about the bizarre school dress code, which is part of a larger trend of schools adopting gender-neutral uniforms to make transgender students feel more at home. Okay, so you have to strive to make transgender students feel comfortable by making everyone else feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we have 3,000 people in this school and 2 transgender kids. We want to make sure that they're comfortable, so everybody else adhere to this rule.
Can women and men not both wear shorts?
I don't know. I thought shorts were a relatively gender-neutral thing to begin with.
Exactly.
Like they're shorts. Everybody wears shorts. Men can wear shorts. Women can wear shorts. Some people are more or less advised to wear shorts, depending, on things. But otherwise, yeah.
Oh boy.
Anyway, so there's that, and I think we'll call it there for now, guys. Thank you so much for the stories. Really appreciate it, because without your guys' help, we'd have much less to talk about. And much less stories of Jesus and hated mothers to discuss. Jesus.
Yeah, that was a wonderful obituary, man.
That was brutal. But hey, if she did all of those things, I can understand the vitriol.
I liked how in that it's nobody expected what was coming next. Hearing the story, I could have expected that. I know we're not supposed to be mean when people die, but
it's somebody's birthday. Star Saver finally got to see a live show, and it's my birthday.
Star Saver, are you a dude?
Monkey, it's a skirt.
It's hard to tell. We got to look up under the skirt. Do you realize this makes it easier for guys to show their junk by putting them in skirts?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, are they gonna wear shorts underneath the skirts?
School, you're just making it far easier for students to have sexual intercourse with each other.
Yeah, indeed. They both got on skirts. Nobody's got to unzip shit. Just lift it up, toss it down.
Okay, Star Saver's a dude, so I got to be especially sexual here.
Oh God.
Hey, Star Saver, how you doing?
Oh my God.
This one's for you, baby. And a 1 and a 2.
Happy birthday
to you.
Bet you wish you kept your mouth shut, don't you?
Happy birthday to you.
There's no going back now.
Happy birthday, dear
Star Saver.
Enjoy the therapy.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Hope you had a good one.
Yeesh.
You liked it.
Next time you're singing, Satsu.
Can't do it.
That's just the way it is. Thank you, Bubba Hotep. Going to be really easy to find out who has big junk. It's true. And we wouldn't want to make anybody uncomfortable with that.
Popping a boner in class ain't gonna be pretty.
Oh God. Let's see. I'll have to read that one later. So on to YouTube time. I'll go real quick because I didn't do much. I finished a script. I ran out of steam because of my workday stuff. I hope to have something out by Thursday. There you go. Satsu, what have you been up to?
I didn't do anything on my main channel, but I edited a fuck ton of videos this morning for 2 Cents Plus and uploaded the next in the series that's going on over there. And I also started editing the State of Decay stuff because those videos are going to be coming out too. Because me and Monkey started playing State of Decay, so that series is going to be starting soon. So be sure to check in on that. But nothing on the main channel as of yet. There are a few topics that I'm still debating if I want to talk about anymore because I'm just like, I don't care. But we'll see.
Like what?
Well, I don't know. There's a couple things.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's too sensitive for you, we don't have to talk.
No, we can.
Okay.
Because we'll see. We'll see. But other than that, nothing too major.
Monkey, I have a feeling you just killed zombies all day.
Yeah, I played video games last night with Satsu online, so that was a thing. But otherwise, yeah, I haven't done anything.
Yeah.
Eventually, guys.
So in the realm of internet fuckery, I tried to bridge the gap there a little bit, so there wouldn't be. I don't want you guys fighting.
And now we're both offended.
That's fine. I'd rather have you both, as long as you both are on the same page and an equal footing with one another, then I'm happy.
You trying to say I'm equal to a monkey?
No. I'm saying I'm a peacemaker, is what I'm saying. A large gun that will put a hole in your head if you don't do what I say.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that's right. So is there any internet shenanigans that I missed while doing work stuff today?
I'm trying to think of some, but until I can, I'd like to present this picture of Tariq Nasheed that's running around Twitter right now.
Okay, let me...
it is one of my favorite things I've seen in a long time.
Feel free to present at your leisure.
It's up, yeah.
Okay. Aha.
It speaks for itself, I think.
That's now, is that a doctored photo or is that a real photo?
That is a doctored photo.
Okay. I don't know these days. Who can say? That's classic.
But there's some internet fucketry for you. It just made me laugh.
All right.
What else? I can't remember if I saw anything or not today.
Okay. Satsu.
Nothing noteworthy, to be honest. Like, I was actively looking like a little bit earlier before Squishy went to work because I couldn't really do anything else until she left, but there was nothing really important happening.
Yeah, there is the one fucketry going around. The one chick that played, I think it was Rose in Star Wars.
Oh, right. Okay.
She had to close down her Instagram account because she was getting so much hate from people who don't like what's happened to the series.
Ah, okay.
And now there's people talking about how anti-SJWs are the fault for that.
Oh, for fuck's sake. No, the quality of the films are the fault for that. But, you know, I don't hold anything against the actors. You know,
sure.
They're doing a job. They're paid to do a thing. Mark Hamill, I can, you know, at least peripherally or otherwise, hated what they decided to do with Luke Skywalker. But he signed on to do movies back before The Last Jedi had even been written. And he was committed to it because that was in his contract. So, you know, he shows up, they tell him where to stand, he says his lines, he gets his paycheck. That's just the way it is. It's not their fault. It's the writers, the producers. Ultimately, at the top of the chain, it's Kathleen Kennedy for directing the ship, as it were, trying to be a Kevin Feige for the Star Wars universe and failing miserably. In my opinion, at least. In my opinion. Because, you know.
Diesel Dave just asked me, am I going to let other people play State of Decay 2? I'm not sure if you meant, am I going to be playing the game with other people? We won't be streaming it with other people, no. But if you have the game, you can add me on Steam, and I will play with whoever wants to play. I'll join your game and help you out, but we won't be streaming it, no. Not with other people, at least.
Real quick, apparently some people's MSS news stories aren't showing up. Like Colleen Bernier says, her tweets aren't showing up. And it's true. I looked through all. I didn't see anything unless... Okay, you know what? I blame this Twitter app, this update that they've done. Okay, and now they're there. Now it's suddenly refreshed, and now I see a couple of Colleen Bernier posts. I see Sylvanas. So I'm sorry, guys. I looked up and down. They were not there the entire time I was doing that stuff. So I don't know what happened there. Wait, delete. Oh, I see. Okay, so if I click on the latest, they're not there. If I click on top, then they're there. Like Colleen posted something 23 minutes ago, and when I click on the latest thing, the two top stories I see is one from 17 minutes ago and one from an hour ago, and then none of their stuff is there. This Twitter app that they've given me, this update, is horrible. I am sorry, guys. I wasn't trying to avoid your stories or anything or skipping over them. It's just that they literally were not in front of me, because I assume if I click on the latest, I'm going to see in order chronologically the things that we've had sent to us overall, and not just things that are quote unquote at the top for some reason. So
I did find one more fucketry thing that I missed. The Ralph Report has had a strike against each of his channels, so he's not real sure where he's doing his next kill stream, which is what he calls his stream. One of them came on a video where they were roasting Boogie, and another one came on a video where they were making fun of Chris Ray-Gun.
Okay.
So obviously it was Chris Ray-Gun and Boogie's fault that those happened.
Does roasting count as a community strike now?
If you got hit for it, yeah, I would imagine so. I don't know if Boogie was there for the roast.
Oh, okay.
And that's different. That's just making fun of a fat guy.
Yeah, that'd be different if you agreed to be a part of something that was, quote unquote harassment or something. That might be an argument otherwise, but yeah, I don't know. I guess it depends on what they said and how YouTube rates that stuff, which is still nonsense, but whatever. Let's see. Colleen says there is a quality filter on the MSS News search that is blocking some articles. I suppose. Wait, are you saying that yours are quality and everybody else's aren't, or that yours aren't and everybody else's is? Let's see. So if there's no other internet fuckatry, let me try to make up for Twitter's failing here real quick and go over a couple of the missing stories here. I'll do one from Colleen and one from Sylvana, since they apparently got spiked the hardest in this. Let me scroll down a bit to where I saw Sylvana's thing. Okay, here we go. This one comes from Sylvanas. Nurse has son, 1 year old, taken away from her after social worker moaned she let him sit in, quote, inappropriate Bob the Builder toy car.
Huh?
Okay. A nurse has had her 1 year old son taken from her care after a social worker reported her for letting him sit in an inappropriate Bob the Builder toy car. The worker told a judge she had concerns about the woman's, quote, basic parenting skills after watching her play with the boy. Judge Eleanor Owens heard the social worker thought the woman didn't feed her son properly and hadn't changed his nappy correctly. The boy was taken from his mom. This is a UK story, by the way. Taken from his mom and put in the care of relatives, with the nurse allowed to stay in touch. Judge Owens said the social worker watched the woman, quote, spend about an hour holding the boy who was sitting in the Bob the Builder car. It's one of those, you go to the grocery store and outside they got those little motorized play car things. You put the kid in and just kind of wiggles around for a minute and then you put a quarter in, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's a little bulldozer thing. The social worker had told the woman, quote, maintained limited eye contact and communication, and said the toy car was inappropriate for his age because there was a potential risk of the boy falling if the woman lost control of him.
What in the absolute fuck?
There is a risk of a baby falling if anyone's carrying it. Period. If you're carrying your child in your arms, there's always a risk. You could trip. That doesn't make them a bad parent. The fuck? I mean, if you could tell the kid was malnourished or something or whatever, okay, that's different. But just holding a kid in a toy car, for fuck's sake. Anyway, get a life. Let's see, and if I can find one from Colleen, there we go. We did the one with the woman. Oh yeah, the woman born without a vagina, fish skin thing.
Yeah,
we did that one. Let's see. And now my phone is beeping at me. It better not be work telling me I need to go do work stuff, because that would be bad timing. Nope, thankfully not. Good, because I've had my day. I don't see anything on that filter from Colleen that's a news story other than telling us that we're not getting her stories. So, Colleen, if you know of something like that we haven't read of yours in the recent past, tweet it out real quick, tag me on it, and I will get to it here presently. In the meantime, how about we go on to deep topics?
Yay!
So let's start with, this is going to be the potpourri of women stuff. So let's start with the case for renaming women's body parts. I can't wait for this argument. From fallopian tubes to the G-spot, women's body parts have been named by and after men. But the masculine language of medicine doesn't end there. Does it matter? Question mark?
No.
Okay, and this is by Leah Kaminsky, writing on the BBC. Take a tour of the female pelvis. Oh, and how I wish I would. And you'll encounter a few incongruous people along the way. That's an interesting image. What is Gabriel Fallopian doing hanging around the ovaries? Oh, fuck. Okay. Why is Caspar Bartholin the Younger attached to the labia? And can we trust Ernst Grafenberg's claim that he actually found the G-spot? Whether you know it or not, which means it really matters, each of these dudes have ended up immortalized in the female pelvis as the pouch of Douglas Bartholin's glands, fallopian tubes, and that elusive Grafenberg spot. Oh, for fuck's sake. The truth is, men are all over women's bodies.
Oh, that's what this is?
Wait. Just wait. It gets better. Hold on. The truth is, men are all over women's bodies. Dead, white, male anatomists, that is. Their names live on eponymously, immortalized like audacious explorers for conquering the geography of the female pelvis as if it were terra nullius.
No, it wasn't conquering geography, you stupid fuck. It was scientists. And oh, God.
The gods are engraved on women, too. The masculine Greek god of marriage, Hymen, who died on his wedding night, has lent his name to a uniquely female anatomical structure. Hymen is derived from the Greek word hyalos, or membrane, which is gender neutral. Wow. Holy shit. But it was the father of modern anatomy, Vesalius, who in the 16th century first used the term specifically for the covering of the vaginal orifice. All right, so here's my next thought. Then, anything that has a feminine origin to it that is associated at all with men must be done away with. And that woman must be discredited as not having the right to have their name at all attached to a masculine thing.
Yes, so mansplaining.
I can solve this problem.
Uh-oh.
I can solve this problem in a way that I think will Please everybody.
Ooh, okay.
All of these feminine things in the feminine crotch region, all of them shall henceforth just be called the cunt. There's no man attached to that. It's just the cunt.
Well, if you're lucky, there might be.
You go to the doctor, you say, I have a pain here, and she says, where? You just say, my cunt. And then the doctor goes, oh, you have a problem here. And then she said, where? In your cunt. And see, it fixes everything.
Yeah. No specificity. No, just let a woman name all of the pieces. Just rename them all.
Yes, and leave them specifically with the task of forcing the entire world to now conform to these new words. Because that'll be fun.
I'll be honest. I had no idea that fallopian was someone's last name.
Yeah.
I thought it was... I don't even know what I thought it was. That's just the name it's always been. I don't really care. That's just the name designated. But when somebody says the fallopian tube, I know what they're talking about because I learned that in science class.
Who sits around upset because their internal anatomy is named after a dude? Okay, let me rephrase that. Instead of renaming all of the female parts, this author should just be renamed the cunt.
This goes on for many, many more pages, talking about such things as the gendered jargon of calling something hysterical, which of course you would never use to describe a man or his demeanor.
Oh boy.
Okay. Anyway, here we go. Less discussed is how much of the rest of the language of medicine remains draped with patriarchal terms.
Oh, suck my patriarchal cock.
Tell you what, go discover something that has not yet been discovered. And guess what? You, generally speaking, get the right to name it as you choose. I mean, there was a beetle not too long ago named after Deadpool, I think, or something like that. You know, it's just like people, they discovered a new species of beetle. I'll call it Bruce Wayne. Yay! It's like, hey, I can't remember. Anyway.
I just don't understand people like this. This is searching for outrage.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of bored bitches who are trying really hard to find out what to do with their degrees. Like, that's it. That's all there is to it.
Let's see. What are their alternatives here? Okay. Swedish activists have called for English speakers to replace the sexist terms in their own language, such as renaming the hymen with the new term vaginal corona.
Wait, when did they become sexist?
Right.
Why are they sexist?
Thank you, Sarah Plyer. Got to go to work in a few. See you guys tomorrow. Hugs and kisses. Thank you, Sarah, so much.
See you, Sarah. Have a good night at work.
Yep. Hope work goes better for you than it did for me today.
I missed the sexism part.
Well, it's named after a man, so obviously it's sexist.
It's patriarchal. Because it's a man. Because anything associated with a man, be it even his name, is patriarchal. There's probably a Mrs. Fallopian. She probably had that same name. His mother, might have had fallopian.
So instead of woman, we need to call them woke cunts.
Woke?
Woe cunt.
Oh. I thought I was going on a woke hunt. I'm hunting for woke people. It's a woke hunt.
Wasn't the corona named by a man?
Corona means what? Sun or like sun in the sky kind of thing? Corona. The rarefied gaseous envelope of the sun and other stars. But what is the origin of the word?
Wait. So they want a gaseous... Never mind.
Let's see. The origin comes from Latin.
So it's the queef flap?
Well, it means wreath or crown.
Okay.
I'm
sure women named it in Latin too.
Yes. Late 19th century from Spanish la corona, literally the crown, originally a proprietary name, but also a beer. Vaginal corona. Hey, there you go. It's the new drink straight from... Never mind. Thank you, Alice Morgan. FedEx has its own dinosaur named after it. You can name something after anything. Yeah, especially sports stadiums. You know, the Staples Center, or ones like the Target Auditorium or something, like whatever.
How do you have this much time on your hands?
Oh, you can do the International Star Registry and name a star after someone.
There you go.
I did that a couple of times for friends as a joke. Just like, here, I bought you a star. You know, there you go. It's registered somewhere. So if they discover life on that planet, it'll be, you know, the planet, you know, Jasmine or whatever the fuck it is. Yeah.
Captain Bramble says ranting monkey Queef needs to be changed as it was named after Robert Queef.
Robert Queef.
Robert Queef. Oh my God.
All right. It's looking for a problem where there is none.
Let me ask you ladies in the audience a question. How many times a day do you actually think about your fallopian tubes?
And how horrible it is that they are named after a terrible, disgusting man.
We'll get there next, but I'm just wondering how, man, my fallopian tubes.
I mean, that means a man is actually inside you all the time because it was named after a man. Your reproductive system is suffering under the weight of patriarchy.
It's basically rape. Yes,
there you go. Yeah, did you give consent to have a man inside making up your internal organs?
I just don't get it. Like, well, if they discovered it, then what random bit should they have found to name it after?
Thank you, Sanguine. They have already shoved wasp nests, so a corona.
Yeah.
And thank you, Cryptic. Did I hear float in a tube? Fallopian tube. No, don't pee in tube. Ew, gross. All right. And thank you, James Colley. I've always said Corona was drank by kitties.
Pussies, yeah. Well done.
There you go. There you go. Corona. Ugh.
So when you lose your virginity, you're losing your crown?
Well, I mean, you know when a baby, like the baby is crowning?
Sure. But they're calling the hymen that.
Well, I know, but so it, oh yeah, there is, yeah. Well, I guess the remnants of it become the crown of the baby as it comes out.
So you're being conquered by a man and losing your crown. Good job.
There you go.
That's really feminist.
Oh, that changes the whole thing. Like when Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water, Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. So, is Jack transgender?
Yes.
Or did he break his crown because he owns Jill and took her crown?
Oh, Jack fell down and broke
Jill's crown. Uh-oh.
Oh.
It was an accident. She fell on me.
Science.
All right. Well, anyway. Oh, Monday Matt. Hello. Don't most women break their hymen when they have their first? They can.
First period.
First period. First period.
Not usually.
No, I've heard of it happening, like, you know, accidentally or something. Like the one thing I've heard, and I don't know if this is you know, a fairy tale or something, but, you know, riding a bike can do it depending on who you are and how you're doing it or something.
Yeah, you're supposed to have the seat on the bike.
Yeah, or I mean, like if you get jostled or like hit a bump or something, it can conceivably happen or something. Not like something goes up inside there, but the strain or the stress can. Thank you, Incel Casanova. I named my star Owatonna Siam. Owatonna.
I don't know what that means.
Well, I know the old joke is like you chant Owata Gu Siam. Oh, what a goose I am. Owata Nass I am. Oh, what an ass. Oh, okay. What an ass I am. Gotcha. Took me a second. Thank you, Alice Morgan. Whole other meaning to losing your maidenhead.
Yep.
There you go, maidenhead. See, now that one is one I've heard before. When somebody says that, I know what they're talking about. It doesn't have to be hymen. If some Greek word that was not gender specific to begin with now becomes a male thing because of mythology that then conquers your.
I got it.
Anyway,
we'll call it a cunt yarmulke.
Harmonica.
There you go, a harmonica.
Let me blow on your harmonica.
Don't ever say that around Squishy.
Oh, okay. Angry Introvert says, Scribe, putting in a tampon can sometimes break it. Sure, that makes sense. Sure. I mean, it's not exclusively has to be something sexual, but it can be other things.
Yamakunt.
Tori Suzuki. Oh, God. All right. Well, also speaking of ravaging women, how about we go back to the Agony video game?
Oh, sure.
All right. So I'll skip down to where we left off. There are bad video games, and then there's Agony. In the past, I've argued it's useful to play bad games so you can better appreciate the well-made ones, but not here. It's one thing for a game to be poorly designed, which I assure you Agony is, but it's another to come away from the experience with a sense of disgust, wondering what the people behind the game were thinking. It's not just that Agony is an awful, frustrating way to spend a few hours, but how the game, over and over, reminds you it has an axe to grind with 50% of the population. Okay. It's impossible to go more than a few minutes without Agony reminding... Wait, was Agony for you? Okay. Reminding you what it thinks about women. The game thinks... Okay. Men are tortured and strung up in Agony, but it's the women who strut around the world without clothes, whose screams of pull it out become environmental texture, and who the game constantly, specifically goes out of its way to violently degrade. While the men are tortured and strung up, the women are being degraded violently. Okay, just to make sure I got this right. Men are strung up and tortured, but the women are the only ones being violently degraded. Okay, moving on. Agony, a game whose pitch is walking through a totally fucked up version of hell, because what version of hell is just sunshine and rainbows again?
Instead of that great hell.
Yeah, instead of that awesome hell. I think, wait, I read those already. Sorry, I saw the super chat. Like, I thought I missed something. Okay. A totally fucked up version of hell describes itself as a, quote, first-person survival horror game. The screenshots are seductive, the actual in-game visuals less so. But it's not hard to see how the game managed to rocket past its jokey $666,666 fundraising target on Kickstarter, eventually nabbing $182,642. Hell isn't a new setting for video games. See Doom, Shadows of the Damned, God of War, Bayonetta, etc. But outside of Dante's Inferno, it's typically the equivalent of an ice stage. Outside of Dante's Inferno? Did you play Dante's Inferno? Okay. It's the equivalent. It's typically... Wait, Doom wasn't an ice stage.
No, they're talking about in terms of like the type of gameplay experience.
Okay. All right. It's typically the equivalent of an ice stage, a way to change the look of things. Agony promised a lengthy trip to the underworld, one pulsing with the flesh of sinners, surrounded by a grotesque aesthetic riffing on the mind of H.R. Geiger. That's the pitch that worked for a lot of people, myself included. Despite Hell's prominence in games, it's woefully underexplored. It's not real. Okay. Hell is such a conceptually fascinating idea, especially when you go beyond the pools of blood and start trying to imagine the logistics and politics of such a place. Okay. And with Agony wanting to spend its hours taking a deeper dive into the place, I was curious. Clive Barker's The Scarlet Gospels, while a disappointing final chapter for the monster known as Pinhead, spent much of its time exploring the mundane pettiness involved in running hell as an institution. Okay.
Okay. What?
Well, this has what to do with what? These are not the details Agony is concerned with. Why does Agony have to concern itself with those things? To be a reflection of hell? It's more interested in coming across as badass without acknowledging how it's accomplishing that. What? or what kind of toxic ideology it's spreading by indulging in the worst kinds of faux edgy art.
They still have not explained what this game has done wrong.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for how this is like, how men strung up and tortured means that women are being violently degraded. I'm going to say that. I'm probably going to say that several times. Agony is the kind of game conservative culture warriors will defend, not because it's good, but because it offends people. If someone's upset over the way it depicts women, who you haven't really given us much information on yet, who cares if it's no fun to play? In today's Trump-fueled victimhood culture, where were you? What? Wait, Patrick Klepek of Gamergate fame. Victimhood culture that's Trump-fueled?
Well, that's become a new narrative, is that the right are just all playing victim.
Oh, what the... Okay. It's such a bad fucking video game, too. Well, professional journalism here. You spend 95% of Agony waiting for poorly designed AI enemies to walk past you so you can sprint to the next area. It's not scary. It's not fun. It's not interesting. The game wants you to sneak around and be careful. There's even a button to hold your breath, but the AI has no idea what's going on most of the time, so you're better off just holding down the run button, knowing they're likely to get caught on some geometry. In another dimension, one where Agony is worth playing, the maze-like design reflects the patchwork nature of hell itself, but here, it's Agony's way of padding how much time you spend with the game. If you get lost, you won't realize there's really only 90 minutes of stuff to do, and it would have been better off without any game elements entirely. Okay, now, sort of the whatever professionalism... that actually describes something that would apply to me as a consumer, as a review. Okay, I don't have a problem with any of that. It's like, okay, you're actually talking about the game now, but I'm still waiting for how this is misogynistic or something.
Yeah, the claim was the game was literally about fucking, what was it? Doing what to women? Like that's the game. Like the objective of the game.
Dehumanizing women.
Yeah, that's so when does that come in?
Okay. Annoyed but wanting to see the whole game through, I eventually resorted to putting a YouTube walkthrough of the game on another monitor to ensure I wouldn't get stuck again. So
good job, game journalist. You can't even play the fucking game.
Yeah, why do that? Why not just review the game as is? Okay.
I couldn't finish this piece of shit.
I couldn't finish because the whole thing made me lost, and the pathing or the quest things are not clear, etc. That would have been
what? Maybe he really liked dehumanizing women.
I guess we'll find out. If nothing else, Agony has its visuals, atmosphere, and shock value. It's what sold the game and remains the core strength. There are times when you cannot help but stop, look around, and admire the repulsive beauty. There is an art to disgust, a way of manipulating our unspoken fears of the human body. But it becomes a real problem when you look past the goo seeping out of the walls and begin piecing together the story this version of hell tells. And then we get into a series of 3 quotes. I'm assuming these come from the game. Slut, whore, I can nearly feel her red cunt. These are just a handful of gender-targeted comments found in everything from characters to... Men are never called sluts or whores, just to let you know. It's the game doing world building. Your character doesn't speak in Agony outside of grunting as they die for the 57th time. The story Agony is trying to tell is muddled and confusing, but in short, you're a bad person who did bad things on Earth, and when you died, arrived in hell. But you quickly learn there might be a way out if one of hell's leaders, the Red Goddess, grants passage. Wait, one of hell's leaders is the Red Goddess?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Agony's the Red Goddess is a succubus, a demon known for seducing men, and she lords around the place naked. A succubus who's naked. Are you kidding me? Really?
Mm-hmm.
I am shocked beyond... Look up succubus. Look up incubus. Tell me what you see. Just Just tell me what you see. I mean, the red goddess should be allowed to do as she pleases, so strut in your birthday suit all you want. But Agony wields its imagery with the subtlety of a brick. It's a game about hell. There's nothing subtle about. Have you seen the images for this game? There's nothing subtle about it. You're in hell. You're in an Gigerian hell. It's gross. It's torturous. It's all nasty looking. It's weird. You just described it yourself. It's grotesque. It's a beautiful repulsivity. What the?
Apparently, hell is supposed to be. It's supposed to have go by the same rules of decency and fucking shit that you know. Where all the degenerates of the world, possibly go. Yeah, there's supposed to be some sign of, common decency and, restraint in hell, I guess.
This game isn't subtle, as evidenced by this vagina apple that provides skill points. And yes, they show a little image of this apple that has what appears to be a vagina on its side, like where it was connected to the tree. Okay. So the tree of knowledge has fruit that is centered around the female sex organ. Okay. You'll find lots of lesbian sex. Well, isn't that progressive? Moaning women, bare breasts, and vagina imagery in Agony's afterlife. But despite hell's vast resources for constructing pits of lava and caves of pain, there are precious few dicks. How many dicks would you prefer, Patrick?
Not only that, it is very well known that you cannot, you can put boobs in a game and get just a mature rating. But if you put dicks in a game, you automatically get an adult rating for a game.
Oh, there's no way this thing didn't already have an adult rating with all this crap in there.
But sure.
I just read that last sentence.
Real quick, thank you, Cassie. I come in and you're talking about this game. Yeah, I'm pissed about it too. I want my gore/nudity, damn it. Well, you get it, apparently, in this game.
They patched it, didn't they?
Oh, did they?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain they did.
Okay, so you want me to read the last sentence?
The last one you'd read about precious few dicks.
Okay. You'll find lots of lesbian sex, moaning women, bare breasts, and vagina imagery in Agony's afterlife. But despite hell's vast resources for constructing pits of lava and caves of pain, there are precious few dicks.
That sentence just makes me happy.
Each time I found a man, human, demon, or in between, I would look to see if the game was applying the same aggressive exploitation to their sexual parts, and it was never the case. It's almost like looking for Batman's
dick.
It's almost like looking for Batman's butt under his cape or something.
Mm-hmm.
You can find a dick, but it's just that, a penis, part of the naked body. Some demons even get a loincloth to cover up their presumably enormous dicks, which only underscores the asymmetric gender dynamics at play. It's intentional. In Agony, it's not enough to watch someone smash a bunch of bleeding and screaming fetuses over and over. You need to find them strung up by their umbilical cords, too. Do you know that the fetuses weren't all male? By any chance? And this is just the stuff they managed to ship with the game. And even if you try to grant the developers the benefit of the doubt, gee, maybe they didn't realize how aggressive this stuff was coming. It's a game called Agony in Hell! What fluffiness were you expecting?
He wanted fluffy dick.
I saw the preview video. I saw the alpha footage way back when the Kickstarter was up. I didn't pay for it or anything, but I saw it because somebody posted somewhere. They made no bones about what you were paying for. It's not like they surprised you with this. It wasn't some kind of ambush. Oh, by the way, this is going to be a really disgusting, crazy, creepy, scary looking thing. Oh my God. Anyway, gee, maybe they didn't realize how aggressive this stuff was coming across. The cut content only underscores a specific message. Ahead of release, the conversation around Agony, because I've heard so many conversations about Agony until now, had nothing to do with how it plays. It was whether the game would ship with a fabled adults-only rating on consoles. The console versions were censored, but to restore the original version, the PC version would get an unrated patch. Unrated patches are nothing new. Visual novels with explicit sex scenes often resort to this in order to release their games on platforms like Steam. Due to legal issues, the unrated patch was dropped, but the developers detailed its contents, including brutal sex scenes, lesbian and gay sex scenes, and genital physics. Wait, so the developers detailed... Hold on, the developers detailed something that has now been dropped. And
that's part of his game review.
Okay. Quote, "You all censored a hell of a lot more than just a few seconds in game," wrote one backer on Kickstarter, illuminating the target audience and the people who paid for it. Yes. Purple blood, succubus missing nipples in areas, bodies with cloth covering them. You've lied and been a shit developer who goes dark with the real questions and hide behind legal agreements that prevent us from talking more. The developer declined to comment, citing the legal agreements, but released a video with the content that didn't make it into the game. Oh, okay. And sorry, this video does not exist because probably got taken down for violent sexual imagery. God, this goes on for another 2 pages. Okay.
This guy really hates titties.
Okay, I'm gonna go all the way down to the resolution of this.
Let's get his conclusion here.
Yeah, we'll get to the conclusion. I'll go to chat time. Let's see. Agony masquerades as a hardcore trip to hell for real gamers. The game's Steam page makes no mention of almost anything I've mentioned here. Shocking. Instead, it focuses on the game's story of a tormented soul within the depths of hell without any memories about your past. How you'll be able to use a special ability to possess demons, the kinds of hostile environments players will have to survive in, and the game's inclusion of both a story mode and an open challenge system that randomly generates levels complete with high scores. After 30 minutes of playing Agony, I'd had enough. The only reason I
keep going, I'm sorry.
The only reason I clocked more than 5 hours was to reject any notion I hadn't given the game its due. I gave Agony the full benefit of the doubt, more than it deserved. It's easy to see how a disingenuous person might argue, quote, "Hey, stop looking for politics and everything," but Agony is stuffed with political messages.
I doubt that.
I'd be surprised. It has a lot to say about women, sexual violence, the power dynamics of sex between genders, and how society often views gay sex through the lens of straight men. You know, Patrick, I would not be surprised if you could read between the lines of a cookbook at this stage of the game. Rather than coding its ideology in metaphor or subtext, it's danced right in front of you. Agony knows exactly what it's saying. Fortunately, you don't have to listen. Well, that's really the lesson, isn't there, Patrick? I don't know what you expected. The preview video I saw left no illusions to me about what I could expect to see in the game. I don't know what you thought you were going to see elsewise. Holy Jesus. Anyway. You guys got anything to say about it? Because I'm done with it.
No, I mean, it's a game, dude.
Yeah.
And if you want to give it a bad game review because it's bad mechanics, that's great.
I mean, most of the reviews I've seen were bad. Like,
yeah, if the game's bad, it's a bad game, whatever.
This motherfucker brought up Trump.
Yeah, Trump making a victimhood culture? What?
I mean...
He realizes that the victim culture that was already in place is what got Trump elected, right?
No, of course not.
Oh. Real quick, Colleen Bernier DM'd me a story that she tried, apparently, and several people tried to send, but wouldn't let us read for some reason or not see on MSS News. This is very interesting. Bang Bros, if you know Bang Bros, the online video company, the Bang Bros owner has bought Penthouse for $11.2 million. That's
why.
I don't know, but what's interesting to me is that the internet porn industry has bought out a print media.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Iconic men's magazine and porn empire Penthouse just sold at auction. Oh, at auction for $11.2 million, and they're going to need to add some extra parking for the owner's new bus. a popular porn company in the Bang Bros network of tube sites, most notably xvideos.com, as well as bangbus.com and camster.com, plunked down millions at a bankruptcy auction on Monday. The official name of the parent company is WGCZSRO. Okay. Bidding started at $3 million, and the highly anticipated auction of a who's who of the porn industry. We're told the company outbid Hustler and the parent company of High Times for a final purchase of $11.2 million. The penthouse lot included much, much more than 50 years worth of porno mags, according to an auction notice. Penthouse brings roughly $10 million annually between its 4 divisions: publishing, broadcasting, licensing, and digital. Well, there you go. 11.2 million seems pretty cheap for Penthouse, but then I don't know what they're going to do with it. So anyway, guys, all that aside, thank you, Colleen, for the story. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Twitter literally did not let us see that one, so I don't know what was going on there. But now it's your time. A little late, but there you go. If you have questions, comments, conspiracy theories, complaints, if you have an idea for a video game that is about hell but not either offensive or disturbing, by all means.
We went from internal female organs are named after men to this video game shows too many titties.
Yes. And not enough penis.
Not enough dick.
I wonder what the story would have been if there were no women in the game at all.
Oh, there you go. And the women are not even represented in this hell game. Apparently hell's only for men.
Yeah, this game depicts hell as a safe haven and a boys club.
Let's see. Faith's application says, can you build a penthouse in a bang bus? If it's one of those giant like tour buses, yes. Colleen Bernier says, FYI, it's blocking more than just one story from more than one person. Yeah, I have to assume so because so I don't know, guys. If Twitter is messing around with this, unfortunately, we can only see what it allows us to see, which is lame, but I guess that's it. So please, if I don't get to your story, it may be the case that we just ran out of time, or I flipped over it, or I can't see it. It's hard to tell. Cassie, if I got a question, who's the guy who wrote the article? I want to give him a piece of my mind. Well, it's Patrick Klepek. It was posted on Vice.com. I don't know if that's it might have been Motherboard, which I think Vice owns or whatever. Patrick Klepek, I forget exactly what his association in the whole Gamergate kerfuffle was, but he was in there. And just as a reminder, the whole offense culture of Gamergate era was under Obama. So it's not like Trump initiated a victimhood culture. And not to say that being a self-described victim has ever been isolated to a single era or president or side of the political spectrum.
Jim said, go ahead, do your thing. I'm sorry.
Quick, thank you, Gregory Hurst. We swear we just bought Penthouse for the articles. Very good.
Jim said that it's your app, Scribe. He's not missing those articles. I'm not using the app. I'm on the website and I can't see them.
Yeah, the app that I have now is the latest version they released, and the old one, so far as I knew, I saw everything. Whatever they've done, I mean, the new app allows for the 480 characters or whatever, rather than the 140, and it makes a whole bunch of other changes, which I don't like that much. Yeah, so guys, like I say, it's not my fault. Twitter's being a bitch. Captain Bramble says, Fudgy the Whale or Cookie Puss? I need context. I don't know. Jack Cochran says, they need to protect your delicate eyes from the vile things we send, Scribe. Apparently so. Apparently my virgin eyes cannot handle a story about Penthouse being sold or something. Sanguine says, Scribe, proper game about hell, you take a political alignment test. If you end up not communist, then you are stuck in a gender studies class. And if you are a commie, Trump dating sim. Interesting. That would be a kind of hell. You see what Jack wants you to see, says Faith's Abdication. Apparently so. Let's see. Biting chicken. So they introduced one of those opt-out censoring features. Maybe. I mean, if somebody knows of some sort of like default thing that I have to now turn off manually.
God, if it's one of those things, I will be annoyed.
Yeah. So if somebody knows that that's the case, tell me where to go in the options and all that. It might be buried somewhere because I wouldn't put it past them. But I don't know the intricacies of the new Twitter app. I haven't messed around with it that much. Have you guys checked your settings to remove the quality filter? Oh, that was a real thing? Oh, okay. I thought that was like a joke about quality. Settings and privacy. Account, privacy and safety, notifications. Would it be under notifications? Quality filter. Filter lower quality content from your notifications. This won't filter out notifications from people you follow or accounts you've interacted with recently. Really? Because some of these articles were from people I follow. Okay, well, I'm unchecking that.
Where the hell was that at?
So it's in settings, notifications, and it's the first option on notifications. It says filters, advanced filters. Okay, that's
now let's see if that changes things.
Yeah, let me go back to MSS News now. Okay, guys, we're getting down to this, so maybe we have solved it. We'll find out real quick. MSS News, latest. Do I see something from Colleen Bernier? No.
No, mine's missing it.
It's still on the top thing. It's not on the latest. Okay, so that didn't do shit. I don't know if I have to maybe I have to restart my app. We'll see. Anyway, yeah, like Sylvana says, you know, I'm subscribed. I'm following her thing. I don't see what she was posting. So, let's see. Scribe Light, if you view it on the website, there are actually 2 quality filters. Do I have to change it on the website too in order for it to apply to my app?
Where's the other one? Does anybody know? I fucking hate this shit.
This is really irritating. Okay, twitter.com. I am on twitter.com. I'm going down to settings and privacy. Going down to, what am I looking for? Notifications. Advanced quality filter. Okay, I've got that unchecked. What's the second one? These filters do. Okay, I've got all of my notification filters are unchecked. So nobody's muted, and I don't have a quality filter on. So I don't know where the second one is. 2 quality filters. Okay. Lower quality, not part of the narrative. Okay, Scribe not under notifications. Okay, well, under what? Under what? Web notifications?
Help us.
Help us. I don't know. If you view it on the quality filter, right? Yeah. So where? If it's not under notifications, where's the second one? Chat, help us, please. We want to be able to see the stories, and I don't want Twitter deciding what I am and am not, qualified to see. 3-sided coin says, "Did you guys talk about the Eagles being uninvited to the White House? I had to walk away yesterday." Yeah, we talked about. I think that was one of the top stories yesterday. Yeah. I only found out today. I didn't know this at the time, or I missed it in the article that. None of the Eagles at any point in the last season actually kneeled during the anthem.
Yeah, I saw that Fox News got in trouble because they showed a picture of the Eagles kneeling, but it was a prayer.
Yeah, it was a guy kneeling for a touchdown or whatever. Yeah, that's bullshit.
Oh my god.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know if this is actually a thing yet, but Michelle, Monkey's favorite person, she put up a post that said, "There's actually a race problem in this country, but when you turn something small like teeth whitening company naming their brand White with Style into a race thing, you are a part of the problem and take attention away from real racism in this country." So apparently somebody's mad at a teeth whitening company for promoting white teeth because it's racially insensitive.
Thank you for your sided coin. In that case, from a Philadelphian, chant is scribe. What?
Oh.
No one likes us. No one likes up. No one likes us. We don't care. We are Philly, fucking Philly. No one likes us. We don't care. I don't understand what that must be a Philadelphia thing. I'm missing the context. I don't know, but okay. Chant.
I think he meant chant this, like
Oh.
chant it. I think that's
Oh, Chant the Scribe. Oh, okay. I was like, Chant is Scribe. I thought there was a guy named Chant somewhere, and I'm compared to him or something. No one likes us. No one likes us. No one likes us. We don't care. We are Philly, fucking Philly. No one likes us. We don't care. Okay. So Monkey, go under privacy and safety, and scroll down to the bottom where it says safety, and there's a search subsection. It says hide sensitive content from your searches.
Yeah, I just did that one, and
I unchecked it. I have I have to enter my password to save my account. Oh fuck! I don't remember my password. Oh, fuck this. I'll do it later. Sorry, guys.
Didn't help mine. It didn't.
I'll fix it later. I don't know my password off the top of my head. My passwords are always gobbledygook. So
that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Thanks, Twitter. Thanks for why don't you like give me the option to opt in or out of this rather than just like deciding for me, because otherwise I would never know I'm not seeing something if you hide it from me to begin with. How stupid is that? I mean, if I see something I don't want to see, then I should have the option to say, oh, don't show me this shit anymore. I wish I had the option to not see the promoted tweets.
Yeah.
The ads and shit. Like I don't care. Let's see. Abdication says your voice is your passport. Verify. Yes, sneakers. Jack Cochran says you'll have to clear your cache too, so you'll have to do it later. Yeah, this is. Backskin says you won't know you're missing something. That's the idea. Yeah, well, it's a stupid idea, and Twitter's stupid for having done it.
And YouTube's going the same way, so fuck all these companies.
Data Wasteland says, oh boys, so now chat is your IT department. Yes, you are a knowledge base. You want to talk about like crowd thinking? What better than have a whole bunch of people who probably know things we don't? You know, that's how it works. You're right. Yeah. I mean, I'll always admit that I probably know less about a particular topic than somebody else in the room that I'm in. So, you know, if you guys know something more than I do, hey, I'm not gonna. There's no shame in asking for help. Let's see. Scribe says, "Don't you like Twitter curating your information?" No.
Yeah.
Let's see. Twitter will not lose people you follow and interact with, says Sylvanus. Well, I didn't see anything from you on these stories, and yeah. Monday Matt says, you guys wasted half your chat time bitching about Twitter. Good job. Hey, this is important because Twitter is how we keep in touch with chat. Chat is how they interact with us via Twitter. If we're not seeing the stories they're sending us, that's a disservice to them. We got to figure that out. That's bullshit. Matt. Jeez, Matt. I mean, do you have your filters turned on or off, Matt? You might be missing stuff from your people. I don't know. Anyway, Gab. If Gab were a more prolific platform for people, I don't know. Maybe I try not to, you know, clutter up everything with 17 different chat programs. Let's see. Scribe Captain Brambles was asking about a very popular soft ice cream from Carvel.
Carvel.
I don't know what
Carvel is an East Coast ice cream shop. It's like Baskin Robbins, but on the East Coast.
Oh, okay.
Plenty of them down in Virginia.
Oh, when I think of Carvel, I think of James Carvel, the political pundit guy. Let's see.
We need questions, guys, or Satsu's gonna start singing.
Yeah.
Okay, I found out what it was.
Okay.
What?
It's a product called White with Style, and she's been using it, so she says she likes it because it helps keep her teeth white. And people are accusing her of being anti-black because she likes to whiten her teeth with a product called White with Style.
Who's this?
The chick Michelle Guido, the feminist that I told you that I'm friends with.
Yeah, purple hair.
And
she blocked me.
They pretty much hurt. Like she's like
fucking trying to defend herself on. She like, I cannot believe after all the activism and shit that I do, that like people are trying to treat me like I just hate black people because I whiten my teeth.
Could you send her a message for me and tell her that I said, isn't it ridiculous when people blow things out of proportion?
Hey, Monday Matt says, start a Discord, no censoring on there at all. Hey, Monday Matt, I need $25,000 before I'll do that. Okay?
25,001.
Yeah, at least I need over 25 grand to start a Discord, because starting a Discord is a expensive endeavor. You know, it's a real dedication of my time to do that.
By the way,
hold on real quick. He also says, people email me, submit my website, Facebook me, post on my Discord. They come at me from everywhere. Yeah, I try to stay off Facebook. I try not to be overwhelmed in messages and stuff. I mean, this isn't my day job, so you know. Anyway.
Satsu's our Facebook correspondent.
There you go. That's right. Our chief Facebook correspondent is Satsu 2 cents.
Oh boy.
Chaos. No, I would need Satsu to send that message because the person in question blocked me for being, I guess, rude.
Oh yeah, Jack Cochran says Discords never backfire. Cough, kraut, cough. Yeah, yeah.
Discord isn't the problem; it's the users.
It's true. Yeah, the platform isn't the problem. I use Discord. I don't use Discord that much. I used it briefly back when I was playing SWTOR. Briefly. Otherwise, we were using. God, what were we using? We're using some other kind of voice chat deal to coordinate our raids and shit, but.
We use it for the Wednesday night fan place just because it's quick and easy for everybody.
There you go. Jester Muriel. Yeah. Prospero says they were referencing Feminist Frequencies fundraiser. Yeah, they wanted $36,000 for some reason, and one of the stretch goals or something was if they got 25 grand, they'd open up a Discord server.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big deal.
And for 35,000, they'll open that same Discord server and do something.
Let's see. Baxcan says, can you guys recommend a good open world single player game? I've played Skyrim and Fallout 4 to death. Open world single player. That's good.
Well,
Skyrim is kind of the epitome, honestly, in a lot of ways for me, but
my favorite one right now in that description is 7 Days to Die. I've played over 1,700 hours of that game.
Oh yeah, Far Cry 3, I think, is still a great open world game. Thank you, 3-sided coin. Linked you what I was referencing on Twitter. That's if you ever see it. LOL. Also, sorry for the typos. Hurt my hand with a weed whacker last weekend.
Oh Jesus,
that's not good. Well, no, nothing to apologize for there. I just, that sucks.
Yo, Winston put this post up 3 times, and I've tried to catch it, but I haven't had a chance to. We are not playing 7 Days to Die after this. Sorry, we won't be streaming tonight. We stream Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sunday, and Mondays. So yeah, we won't be streaming tonight, unfortunately.
Okay, so I got 3-sided coins thing, a little YouTube video song, No One Likes Us. I'll have to I retweeted it out. You guys can see it.
Okay.
I'll listen to it after the stream. Sylvanus, wait, Scribe Light on Discord. Did I hear that right? Not I haven't been on Discord in months and months and months and months. Sorry guys. After I've done the stream for the night and after getting home from work and everything, I'm pretty much done. And so spending time on more chat and sitting in front of a screen is like one of the last things I want to do, honestly. So I love chatting with you guys on Twitter and joking back and forth and everything else, but I gotta winnow down how much social media stuff I try to keep track of, because I got plenty of other things going on. And I've given up Facebook. I've pretty much, and I wouldn't share my Facebook anyway, but yeah, only for family and friends do I ever pay attention to Facebook anymore. Let's see. Questions, guys. We've got 7 minutes. Jack Cochran, would you rather have a cat claw your nutsack or oil up the contestants of a body positivity bikini contest? One requires far less personal pain, so I'd go for the latter. If those are my only two options.
Yeah, you're not hurting my nuts. I'll rub the fatties down.
Let's see. Facebook is for my cats and kids, says Pincalo. Pincalo the driver, or just the driver, or Eric the driver. Let's see. The Witcher 3 has a huge open world. There you go, Witcher 3.
It bothers me that I keep seeing Wendy's ads featuring BuzzFeed.
What?
Wendy's has been doing ads with BuzzFeed.
Oh.
And every time I see them, all I can think about is the BuzzFeed free bleeding videos.
Why would BuzzFeed and Wendy's be working together? Are they owned by the same parent or something?
I don't know.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Faith is Abdication says the fatties would cause mental trauma that would last the rest of your life. Whatever. Let's see. Scrappy says, I gave up on mining a couple of months ago. We're peasants. Yeah, we haven't seen Mining Freedom for a while on here.
He jumps in now and then. He's usually
Okay.
only here for a few minutes.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Pincalo says to protect Wendy's from Buffalo Wild Wings. Funny. Monkey, did you eat today? Academic Cub wants to know.
I ate twice today. First, my daughter brought me lunch, and then my son brought me dinner.
Was any of it
Apparently,
Wendy's?
What's up?
Was any of it Wendy's?
No, it was Burger King and then Taco Bell.
There you go.
My wife has put my children on monkey duty.
Monkey duty. Monkey go poopy duty.
Yeah. Make sure I eat.
Hypnagogic Monk says, Scribe Light, you talk about the California primary. No, we didn't. I made a joke about it on Twitter because there was a picture from a promoted ad on Twitter of Steve Kornacki standing in front of a map of California pointing out numbers and stuff. And so I tweeted that out along with a picture of him standing in front of a map pointing out numbers and stuff of the Hillary Clinton win they were predicting on MSNBC back then.
Yeah. Good times.
Let's see. Jack Hocker says, what feminine words do you think they would name their innards and fun bits? Oh, well, I mean, the vaginal corona, maidenhead.
Vaginal corona.
The
depression box would be the uterus.
The
what
parent.
would the eggs be?
The parent pipe for the fallopian tube. Yeah, the parent pipe.
No, parent. It sounds a little too much.
Oh, that's
like
too neutral.
The empowerment canal.
The empowerment canal. I like that. The smush cookie. Smush. There you go. Smush cookie. That's kind of, not. It's definitely not masculine. Give you that.
Iron Maidenhead. Yeah.
Iron Maidenhead.
That's Hillary's. Yeah, I don't know. They would come up with something really stupid, I'm sure.
Jaster says, I haven't heard about you writing Weibo's grandma in a while, but as I type, I see it in chat. Now, where is Weibo? I haven't seen Weibo on here in a while. Is she busy with school?
Weibo's still overseas.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. That's right. She's all gone for now. That's okay. Never mind. The mommy box, says Sanguine. Yes, get pork punched in the mommy box was a phrase.
They wouldn't do that because being a mommy is oppressive.
Oh, right. Okay. Would they rename the coat hanger as the hooked penis? Says Check. Oh, gross.
Chaos, I need to get to bed after this. I'm supposed to have little butt tomorrow, so I need to try to get sleep.
Oh, you need energy for a little one. It's a lot of work eating peanut M&Ms. Let's see, we've got 2 minutes left. So let's see. So guys, tomorrow night we will be on Monkey's channel per usual. And hopefully you'll have some cute little butt stories for us. I will work with my Twitter to see if I can't somehow free up whatever's being blocked. Granted that Twitter allows us to. And Justin Muriel says, Scribe Light, power armor or no power armor? If you're going to the glowing sea, you need your leaded power armor. Otherwise, I try not to use it as much as I can to up the challenge and the necessity to be tactical, but sometimes it's just fun to jump around in power armor. Other than that, yeah, the glowing sea is the only time that it's necessary if you're going through the regular stuff, or you need to get that last sneak magazine, which is what I had to do for it. But anyway. Okay. Well, guys, thank you so much for showing up tonight. As you always do, appreciate it. Sorry we chewed into chat time trying to address our Twitter problems. We'll try not to do that again.
Sucks that we can't get those to work that way. I mean, we do this for a reason.
Yeah, that's. I mean, the main conduit through which we talk to you guys outside of the chats. So we want to make sure that's working properly. But anyway, or what we want to. Everybody who donated, thank you so much for your generosity. I really appreciate it. Moderators, thank you for keeping an eye on things, even though, like I say, our chat is one of the best behaved as we could ask for. And tomorrow night, Monkey's channel. But otherwise, Satsu, Monkey, as always, thank you for joining me. Everyone, I hope you have a good evening and a safe Wednesday, and we'll see you tomorrow. And as always, your lives make us sad. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
I love you guys. Have a good night. I'm going to miss them. They're my best friends. Except for Data. Fuck him. Data's an asshole.
The secret word is purple moose.